Chapter 2, The Mystical Forest. The next morning, Sophie was awakened by the gentle chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. She opened her eyes and looked at the sunlight filtering through the curtains. A feeling of peace washed over her. After a quick breakfast, she packed her backpack with notebooks, a camera, and some scientific instruments. The forest beckoned to her like a magnet. The trees seemed taller and older here, with thick trunks covered in moss and ferns. The path wound between the trees, and the air was filled with the aroma of pine and damp earth. She took photos of rare flowers and noted observations about the insects and birds she encountered. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she heard the soft sound of flowing water. Curious, she followed the sound and came upon a picturesque stream. The crystal-clear water sparkled under the sun, and colorful fish swam against the current. Suddenly, she caught movement out of the corner of her eye. On the other side of the stream stood a majestic black wolf. Its eyes, bright and intelligent, met hers. She gasped, both from fright and wonder. Instead of running away, she stood motionless, afraid to break the moment. Slowly, she raised her camera, but before she could take a photo, the wolf turned and disappeared among the trees. Determined to follow him, she leaped over the stream, but her foot slipped on a slick stone. She lost her balance and fell to the ground, a sharp pain shooting through her ankle. "Darn," she muttered as she tried to stand. The pain was too intense, and she realized she couldn't go any further. Panic began to rise as she realized how far she had strayed from the path. "Do you need help?" a deep voice sounded behind her. She turned and saw a man standing there. He was tall, with dark hair that curled slightly and eyes that reminded her of the wolf she'd just seen. I think I've twisted my ankle," she stammered. He knelt beside her and carefully inspected her ankle. "It doesn't look too serious, but you shouldn't walk on it." "May I help you?" "If you wouldn't mind, please," she replied gratefully. "My name is Alex, by the way," he said as he helped her up, his arm firmly around her waist to support her. "Sophie," she smiled. "Thank you for your help." Together they walked slowly back to the path. Along the way, they struck up a conversation. Alex told her that he had lived in Silverwood his entire life and that he often walked in the forest. "You need to be careful in these parts of the forest," he warned. "There are wild animals here, and the terrain can be treacherous." "I'll keep that in mind," she nodded. "But I can't help it. There's something about this forest that draws me in." Alex glanced at her sideways. "I understand what you mean.